Good morning, good afternoon. I hope you are well wherever you are at. I'm Joey Chandler, and I'm a purpose coach. And today, I want to talk about staying grounded in transition. So many people I know, and I actually think as a culture, we're going through a humongous transition. But a lot of people I know are in some sort of transition. They're either looking for a new job, they're trying to maybe elevate their career, they're trying to grow their business, they're trying to do something, they're in some sort of transition state. And we know that that transition state, it can be really exciting and it can be really scary. No matter, and these days that changes. It may change day to day, it may change hour to hour of where we're at. And what I've come to realize after all, dealing with COVID, massive awareness around racial injustice, economy, fires, all these different things. There's just so much going on that willpower isn't enough. We can't do all the things that we want to do. We just can't without some support. We need support because our brains just can't handle it all. We need a system. I woke up this morning just in a bad place. I really did. I was just like, things aren't going the way I want, and I was arguing with my wife and just doing all these different things. And I started to feel myself spin out of control. And then I went to I went to what I call the love my ladder, which is the process I use to help people from where they are to where they want to go. But I use this thing called Love Ladder, and it has 5 steps. And the thing that was the best about it is that it just got me grounded in who I was just right then. It's not even so important what the steps are, although I think they're quite valuable. But just having a system that allows me to get grounded back in who I am and what I'm about and where I want to go just allows me to take a breath, relax. I can wake up. I don't have to be worried about being perfect. Because if you have to be perfect all the time, it's just not going to work because we know that things change. So I say being grounded in who you are is just really helpful. And here are the steps that I use to stay grounded. And these are the steps of the love ladder. And oh, by the way, what I mean by love, I don't mean by just romantic love. This is not just although that's great. I mean, that's really important. But this is about a love that's like deep and passionate, where you're able to love yourself and love the people you're with, love what you're up to, be able to say, hey, here's where I'm really great. And you know what? Here's where I've made mistakes. You have the courage and the gumption and the belief in yourself to be able to apologize for when you aren't perfect, to be able to share how you're going to learn from that. That's what I mean by love. It's not just this kind of shallow, younger version of love. We're talking a nice, deep, soul enriching level of love. So that's what I'm about. So I'm about people loving their life. That's my purpose. Now, first thing you're going to do when you want to stay grounded in through the transition is to figure out where you want to go. Just remind yourself, okay, what is it that I'm doing? I'm looking for a job in this particular area. And just say, okay, that's what I'm doing. Or I'm trying to grow my business to X thousands of dollars per month or per quarter or per year. Remind yourself, okay, this is where I'm going. And the next step is to look at, how do you plan to get there? You have a plan. You have some idea. You have some knowledge of what it is that you know to do. Remind yourself of those steps and remind yourself that you can do those. Maybe you can't do them all, but you can do a few. And when you start to see, okay, this is where I want to go, and these are the steps I know to take today, it's going to allow you to just move forward. Now, I'm going to hop over here. I'm just checking some of the comments here as we're going through because I'm going to hop over here. I'm just checking. Look at that. I can hear myself going. Here as we're going through because Okay. I'm going to hop over here. Look at that. I can hear myself going. I love it. When you run these things by yourselves, having systems in place is super, super important. And guess what? I had a little system breakdown there. Anyway, so the number 2 is, really figuring out how to get there. Now, chances are, when you look at where you want to go and how you want to get there, if you aren't already in action around that, and if by definition you're feeling ungrounded in the transition, that means you're probably not doing what you know to do to some degree. Then you want to remind yourself of who you are. This is really knowing your purpose. Like, who are you? What are you about? Where are you that in your life, and where aren't you? Because that's the third step, because that's going to give you the freedom, the ability to move forward. But as I'm sure you've heard me say, our ability to be we all have far more ability to be who we think we should be rather than who we actually are. We just have more experience with it. We've been told about it for our entire lives. And to be able to stand up and say, no, this is what I want, this is what I need, makes a difference. But to do that is you have to build up your muscle. So you figure out where you want to go, how you want to get there. You figure out the sense of who you are. So you have the courage and the grit and the gumption to move forward. But then you realize that you got to build up your ability. You got to build up your purpose muscles. And that may be through journaling, conversations, different exercises that just allow you to be more of you. And then lastly, what are systems? What are the things that you need in place so that you can accomplish that you want to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish in a way that is aligned with who you are, that furthers your big goals? Because if your actions aren't aligned with who you are, it's just not going to feel right. And to do that over time with less stress and less overwhelm, having the systems in place will make a difference. Obviously, I had a little bit of a systems breakdown here. I wasn't fully present to, be able to bring love because I was kind of fiddling with the stuff. I got to figure that out. Maybe I bring in an assistant. Maybe I use a different system. I don't know, but there are ways that you can make things happen in a way that's aligned with who you are and that will further your goals. So those are the 5 things. Figuring out where you want to go, how you're going to get there, who you are, how to be more of that, and what systems you need. If you can do that, if you can do those things, you will move forward. You will stay grounded in yourself, and that will give you the foundation to get through the transition. Just transitions are tough. They just are. Lots of uncertainty, lots of worry, lots of excitement, lots of something really cool could happen. But until that thing happens, there's all that stuff. And so rather than just trying to muscle your way through it, I invite you to consider really developing the habits around the love ladder, learning these five steps of the love ladder. Because what that will do is that'll allow you to be able to wake up and say, okay, this is who I am. I'm going to go make that happen. So that's it. If you're interested in being part of a community that's like, hey, that's having these conversations, put a little note down below, say, hey, I want in, and I will send you a note to my Facebook community, and we'll get into just having conversations, because purpose it's a team sport. We all got to be talking about it. We got to be sharing about it, where it's working, where it's not. So if you're interested in that, put a little note down below, let me know, and I will get in touch with you. Otherwise, you have a fabulous day. Be safe, and I'll talk to you later.